Question from QWERTY is Queen. Does Twig's family ever accept them for who they are?
I think that was part of the scene in the game, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's where we left off last year.
Yeah.
I seem to remember. And the whole conclusion to that is, yes, they will put Twig down. But at the same time, they do it because they're worried.
Yeah, it's a lot less of a we don't want you to be okay. It's more they're worried about Twig.
Yeah.
And they want Twig to be okay. And I feel like that carries over from that conversation very well.
Okay, question from Cinnamon Toast. I've been looking everywhere to find out what that red thing on Otus's shirt is. I've seen people draw it as a tie or a scarf or a jewel. I've been wanting to cosplay as Otus, and I want to make sure I get it right.
Yeah, a lot of people are a little confused about what that is because it's so covered up. But yeah, it is a tie or an ascot that is sort of enveloped under a white collared shirt. And it's sort of a callback to school uniforms because Otus is technically of school age. But it's more there to sort of imply what Otus is meant to be part of. You can see Aegio also has sort of that same outfit on. So they're sort of tied in that way.
Yeah. Next question from Dominic Schultz. Do you have any information about Vikings on trampolines? Love this game so much. Played it at Gamescom and saw it 10 years ago on a live stream with Gronk and Sarazar. I would like to know a release date.
So, first off, thank you so much for playing. Man, you've really been dedicated to this game's entire history. But yes, I actually have some information about that. So we mentioned at the start that this has been kind of a quiet year for us because we've been recuperating after the launch of Remix. We've been trying to figure out what we're going to be doing, but that means that we've had the time to think about what our strategy is going to be. And next year, 2025, is going to be the year of Vikings. As far as we can make it happen, Vikings is happening next year. That is the plan. That is what we're trying to do, and by golly, we're gonna make it happen.
Yes, it's been in the making longer than Owlboy now. I mean, we haven't actively worked on it for as long as we did Owlboy. It's just been in the concept phase. I designed it when I was a kid, basically, and then I showed it to you.
I think it was 10 years after.
Yeah.
And then you were like, look at my strategy game.
Yeah.
And I was like, this does not look like a strategy game,
it's
Joe.
kind of changed. It's pivoted since then. We made a little demo and we showed it off at the Nordic Games Conference in 2011, and actually it's won the indie sensation that year.
Yeah, it won Game of the Year, which is so weird because then 10 years later, we were like, should we pick this up for full development?
Yeah. It was kind of like we've done some projects on the side as D-Pad Studio, just to join some competitions. We did Possession. I don't know if anyone ever saw that one even.
I'm really proud of that one. I don't know how long you worked on it. It was like a week or something.
A week.
Yeah.
And we've always had these kind of break projects. Mostly we haven't shown them off. Vikings was supposed to be just one of those, but in the end we applied for funding from the Film Fund and we actually got it. So now we have to finish it.
Yeah, that's kind of how that works.
But next year, yes.
Yeah, because we've been showing this off at TGS now for about 3 years, and have been showing it off for 2 years at Gamescom, and like the prototype version, we've been showing that off for almost 2 decades now. And just for the stuff that we've made so far with Vikings, I think that would make for a killer game, but we want to add a little bit more. So we're not that far off.
No.
So 2025, all the fingers possible to cross. That's when that will happen. It's just like kind of like, yeah. So right now we're going to take a short break and cut to our correspondent Otus in Tokyo right now, checking out TGS on our behalf.
Can you give me some sweat, Otus? Yeah. Hit the button, Otus.